I tell you, it's one of those games where you just kind of find a way. It wasn't pretty. We turned the ball over quite a bit. We gave up a 40-point third quarter. You give Oklahoma City a lot of credit. They're down their best player, and they came out and they fought. But our guys just found a way. They hung in there and found a way to get enough stops and make enough shots to get the win. And so at the end of the day, especially on the road, coming off an emotional back-to-back victory that was a double overtime game, you take a win in that situation 1,000 times out of 1,000 times. So,
given what you experienced Friday and having to travel, what did you make of just your start, and how important was it to start that way, given what ended up happening in the second and third quarters?
At times we start slow in situations like this, like you're referring to, and it was great to see our starters go out there and kind of establish themselves and or set the tone, and we needed every ounce of it as the game went along because it kind of held them at bay initially. You saw in the third quarter when they came out and they hit a couple of shots, you can see with a young team how their confidence can grow, and once that happens, it's hard to slow the waterfall down. So a big start for us at the beginning of the game to kind of set that tone in that first half, and then us finding a way in the fourth quarter to close the deal.
And speaking of closing it, I think that lineup you had that was big. You've only used one other time before. What did you like about that lineup, and how did you get to that point?
Trey was playing well, and so we wanted to keep him on the floor. We also thought HB was doing Dort's a strong guy, and we thought HB did about as good a job as any of our guys on him, just kind of making him work for his shots and not letting him get downhill uncontested, and so we wanted to keep Trey out there. Obviously, we wanted to keep HB out there, and then the way Keegan was playing on both ends of the floor, he warranted the ability to stay out there too.
Did Keegan get the chain tonight?
No, defense. My number one staple was communication. Communication is a huge staple of mine. So the guy that communicated the most in our, within our organization is G-Man. So G-Man got the defensive chain, the defensive player of the chain tonight. He's communicated for 3,000 games for us. That's an unprecedented mark, and so he definitely deserved the defensive player of the game tonight. So he's got the chain.
Was that the reason for the loud cheering in the locker room? I could hear from you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was.
That's great.
I think that was probably the best call by the coaching staff. I think our players really thought that G-Man deserved it tonight because of his ability to communicate with the public.
That's great stuff. The bench three-point shooting, Malik, Terrence, and Trey, just how important was that to get the offense on track?
It is huge. And, again, emotional game against the Clippers. Changed the time zones by a couple hours. We got up for early morning shoot around today. And so you have to have guys that can step up and bring something to the group. And we got it. We got energy from the bench, but just as importantly as that, we got some timely shots, especially from the three-point line, starting with Trey and Malik.
And I think they were 8 of 12 from 3 in the third quarter. Was that just them making shots, or was your defense not up to snuff at that point?
Part of it was them making shots. There were some defensive miscommunications out there, but they got aggressive. They got downhill. That's what they do. They get into the paint. They get you to kind of suck in, and then they spray threes. And so that's what they did tonight, and they hit some big ones in the third, and we were able to kind of curtail that a little bit in the fourth.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few teams come in here and kind of overlook Oklahoma City and kind of think it's a day off or something like that. Is it harder to overlook them given the way they've played up to this point, even without Shea?
Yes, Mark's done a phenomenal job with this young group, and they play hard. And, that in itself commands respect. And so, coming in here for us, we know it's going to be a tough game because it doesn't matter if they're down 15, down 20, up 20. They're playing the same way. They're going to keep coming at you on both ends of the floor with the physicality that if you don't match it, you're going to get ran out the gym.
Another 30-point game for Fox. I know you mentioned challenging him, particularly down the stretch run. Just what do you make of the way he's responding to that challenge?
Big-time players play big-time games, and he's a big-time player, and he's doing what he's supposed to do for us. We need that from him, especially on the road, and he's more than giving it.